Jackson Society, and he joins us now. Alan, good evening. What do you make of this today?
Well, I think it's shocking on the one hand, but sort of semi-expected given we knew the background on the other. And I think, the reality is we've all understood there have been significant mistakes made in this case, part of which was down to the legislative framework of the case. And action has been taken to rectify the problem going forward. So it is a useful, I think, retrospective on a very shocking episode.
Is there something else that you think does need to change in the system?
Well, I think clearly we have an issue here with people who go into prison for ideological crimes, essentially, and then are not de-radicalised in prison. There's got to be this process, obviously, hasn't there, of understanding better how de-radicalisation works, how it should work, how it could work better, and what safeguards need to be put in for people who just refuse to play ball, if you like. So there's clearly a lot of room to manoeuvre on that, and we need to take action to make sure that those radicalised can be effectively de-radicalised, and if they're not, that we have to keep them there if at all possible.
The trouble is, when we listen to what goes on in these inquests, and this is not the first one, everyone says, yes, something needs to change, and then we all lose sight of what's happened. We move on to the next thing, and that nothing seems to change. You've obviously been looking at this for many, many years. What opportunities do you think we have really missed to make meaningful change in the system?
Well, the first thing to note is there has been some change in the sense that if you look at parole issues, people being allowed out, and questions about how they're being monitored on their sort of release, those have all changed. So in a sense, when I said it's retrospective, it's because some of the measures have been taken already. I think what is the definite path for where we need to go, though, is to look at programs within prisons, to look at what happens in prisons. How do you keep the real hardcore set of people who are committed to an ideological cause and who want to cause damage come what may, from those who may have drifted into the orbit and could be, kind of taken care of in a different way? It's quite clear that the Streatham offender was one of the hardcore types. He had no interest in de-radicalisation. He was determined to continue his sort of path in radical Islam when he came out. But for someone like that, you have to look again and go, should he really be allowed out? Yes, he served time, but he still clearly represents a danger to the public, and that is something that has to be taken into account, I think, when looking forward at how you can keep people in prison.
Alan, thank you. That's Dr. Alan Mendoza, Executive Director at the Henry Jackson Society.